All right, what is up, everyone? OG over here for Player Essence. Welcome to another PE Live. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this beautiful day. Beautiful day. Today is July 19th, 2018. At least where I'm at. Maybe some of you guys, it might be tomorrow already. But either way, thank you guys so much for joining us. We have a little bit of a shorter episode today. I've got Ace Attorney stuff to do. I thought it was going to go all the way through to where I wouldn't be able to stream till late tonight. But no, change of plans. I got some of the Ace Attorney stuff that I don't got to do right now, but I got to do later. So I just figured, you know what? Let me go in and get PE Live going. Let me get that out of the way. We got some good topics to discuss today because as your Hokage, as your leader, I feel that it's necessary that I got to talk to some of you guys about this because it seems like some of you guys lack confidence to the utmost degree. Now, that's not a bad thing, or at least not right now. That's okay. I'm going to help you guys out. So we're going to talk about that. And we're talking about confidence within video games. We're talking about confidence within life. We're talking about confidence in general. So I'm going to help you guys out with some of that. We're going to have a little bit of a talk when it comes to confidence in gaming, when it comes to confidence in like what you do, and also when it comes to just confidence in general. So we got to have a little talk about that because I hear some of you guys and some of the stuff that you guys say, and you guys sound like little punks, okay? So we got to make sure that we straighten some of you guys out, okay? And I've had a number of people come to me and tell me, hey, OJ, how do I do this? Or how do I talk to somebody like this? Or how do I approach this? So this is the talk that we're going to have with some confidence here. Yeah, forced positivity here. We're also going to be discussing Spyro on the Nintendo Switch, the listing that went up recently. And we're going to be talking about Octopath sales and kind of what you could expect going forward now that the game is pretty much a success, right? So we're going to talk about all that. Plus, we have a Q&A at the end. So if you have any questions for me, please hold on to those questions at the very end of the show, and we'll get those answered. I am only going to be on for about an hour, though, guys. We have to keep to a hard hour on this one. So, yeah. So I look forward to going over the topics. Let's go and get into the shout-outs here, guys. Let's not waste any more time, and we'll get into that. In terms of Ninja News, Octopath Traveler giveaway, details in the link in the description below. You want to enter in for a chance to win Octopath Traveler on the Nintendo Switch, make sure you hit up the link in the description below and fill out or do all the entries so you can get into that. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into the shout-outs for today. Avatar Renji, what's good? How's it going? El Chupacabra, what's good? Shout-outs to Elite Ninja El Chupacabra. Alonzo Vines, what's good? King Drizzy, what's good? Let's Plays and Gaming Vids, what's up? Sean Diamond, Elite Ninja Sean Diamond, what's good? Excuse me. Party Man, what's up, Elite Ninja Party Man? How's it going, man? El Chupacabra, motivational speaker, exactly. Hokage, the Hokage speaker. My confidant is godlike. Your confidant? What? Boy Z, what's up, Boy Z? How's it going? K on Nintendo, what's good? Prince Goro, what is up? Ataki, the Ashen Knight, what's good? Sean Diamond says confidence essence, absolutely. Blue Bolt, what's good? AV, what's good, AV? Shout out to Elite Ninja AV. Artist Akira, what's good? Shout out to Elite Ninja Artist Akira. How's it going? Outcast, what's good? What's good? Aron, shout out to Elite Ninja Aron, Elite Ninja Katana Riku. Shout outs to long time. Hold up here. Artist Akira, I gotta make sure I say this, and Katana Riku. Shout outs to long time ninjas. Also Ataki as well. You guys, thank you guys for the long-term support. As you guys can see, I just want to give a little bit of extra praise for Katana Riku, Artist Akira, Ataki, and I think I missed somebody else. No, I didn't. For the long-time sponsorships, guys, I do appreciate that. All of you guys are 6 months or more, so I really do appreciate that, guys. Prince Goro, what's good, man? How's it going? Crash, what's up, man? Snow Bunny, 426, what's up? Slayer, what's up, man? How's it going? Bud Singer, what's good, man? Black Clover, yeah, I need to start watching Black Clover, dude. K19, what's up, Fringe fam? K19, yo, man. Ray BKNY, what's good, man? What's good? Shout outs to Blue Bolt, what's good? Elite Ninja Blue Bolt, how's it going? Shout outs to Elite Ninja Room Black Cat, how's it going? Jetty Plus, what's good? The One, what's good, man? When is Golden Girls coming back? Are you talking about the old school show with all... I don't think that's coming back ever. We Am Gamer, what's good, man? Bending the rules, let's go. Markel Hawthorne, what's good, man? How's it going? How's it going? Let's see here. I can't... Is it Woe3 Nick Woe? Shoutouts, man. No, I didn't see the Dragon Ball Super movie. Nah, not yet. Hold on to your question at the very end, guys. I'll answer questions at the end. Hold on to your questions at the very end, guys. King Drizzy, hold on to your questions at the very end. I'll answer questions at the end, guys. So just hold on to them. I'm pretty sure I said that when you guys were in here. So yeah, hold on to questions at the end. I'll answer your questions at the end, guys. Yes, there's an icon, Shinobu. Yes, there will be an icon, a new icon. Oh, shout outs to Elite Ninja, long-term Elite Ninja Shinobu as well. And yes, there will be an icon for 1 year plus. So yes. I think I pretty much got everybody here. All right, guys, so let's go to get into the core topics here. First and foremost, confidence with gaming. Guys, this is something that, that I want to talk about because yesterday we had this rant. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and bring it up. So I had this rant on Wolfenstein. And in my opinion, it was a very bold rant. And like I said, if that rant ever went viral, I would have a never-ending flood of Western hardcore Western gamers coming after me. The rant won't go viral though, so I'm not worried about it. But even if it did, I have the confidence to sit here and I would repeat the same thing that I said. Now I know a lot of you guys were making jokes like, "Don't mention Wolfenstein 2 to OJ." Don't worry, I'm not gonna rant on Wolfenstein 2 today. I'm not gonna rant on Wolfenstein 2. Shout outs to Sean the Right Way with a $1.99 donation through Super Chat, and he says, fulfilling the addict's need for daily gaming news. Thank you so much. I do appreciate the donation. Guys, give some love to Sean the Right Way for the donation. Thank you so much, homie. Appreciate that. For me, like, the confidence to sit there and say, here's my opinion on something, is that some of you guys need that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see so many people that are worried and, forced positivity that are worried. And it's not even about being positive or negative. It's about having a mindset in terms of when you say something that you can clearly separate your own personal opinion than enforcing it on others too much. Like, you need to make sure that when you're getting into these discussions with people online, and I think this is the biggest misconception that we see with online, is that people forget to say, I understand your point of view. I see where you're coming from. And that's where the arguments and that's where the things continue, especially when you're arguing opinions, right? When you're arguing, oh, Switch has no games. And then somebody comes in and says, oh, well, here's this, this, and this. Oh, well, it doesn't have this, this, and this. These type of misunderstandings can easily be rectified by simply just saying a couple different things like, okay, well, I understand that Switch has some games here and there, but it would be cool if it got this and this. Okay, yeah, I understand, but hey, Switch is still getting this, this, and this. And that way, I've seen arguments play out that way, and it's funny how the two people understand each other a lot better than somebody just rushing in and saying, Switch has no games, or Switch has no third-party support, which is literally a lie. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally not. It's just not true, okay? Or it's hyperbole. Hyperbole is just not true. When you use those type of terms, it kind of triggers some people, right? It can trigger some people when you use that type of terms because we just got done buying Ys 8. We just got done buying Wolfenstein 2. We just got done buying Crash Bandicoot. Shining Resonance just came out. Octopath Traveler just came out. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's all these cool games that are third-party games that are helping sell the Nintendo Switch, pretty much to where people are still buying the Nintendo Switch. People are having fun with it. So when you get into these discussions with people online, at least make the attempt to see, okay, like, I understand what you're trying to say, but here's this, this, and this. Maybe it's not everything that you want, but at the same time, like, I still feel this way. That way, whenever you're talking to somebody else, you feel confident about your speak. Like, when you just go right into it, oh, well, you're an idiot, you don't know what you're talking about, that can just make it seem like, you don't have the patience, you don't have the confidence in what you're trying to say. Look, everybody here, we all like the Nintendo Switch, or at least most of us like the Nintendo Switch, right? Most of us like the Switch. Like, we're going to get into discussions and arguments and stuff with people who simply don't like it, who are mad, or whatever the case is. And I think that if we handled it more intelligently, it would be so much better for the overall case. Like, you can't sit here and tell me Switch has no third party. Like, no, I don't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? Does it have every single game? No. But does it have no third party? Absolutely not. Then what is Fortnite? What is Paladins? What is Octopath? What is Ys? What is Doom? What is Wolf? What is LA Noire? What are all these games then? Are they first party games? No. So I think if we all handle that as fans intelligently, I think we can just shut down the haters. People are talking about forced positivity. It's not about forced positivity. It's about fact. What's real, what's not real. That's the biggest thing. That should be the number one thing when it comes to discussions, when it comes to conversations. It's like, what's real and what's not real? What's BS? What is somebody doing hyperbole to trigger you? You know what I'm saying? Or to make you mad compared to what's actually real. Like, I don't care how many people sit here and tell me that, oh, well, Smash Brothers is a port. It doesn't matter. No, I will give them facts. No, it is real. Defined by everything that we say is a new game, Smash Brothers Ultimate is a new game. It has new music. It has new stages. It has new characters. It has new graphics. It'll have new game modes. Everything, there's a lot of new stuff in there, and those are the determining factors in terms of what we say are new games over not. It's not the same game just put over. There are new mechanics, there's new fighting, there's new ways to pick stages, there's new battle modes, there's new everything. So that is the definition of a new game. That is the definition of a new game. It's not a bunch of content that's already been there, that's already been released that you can get on the current existing game. That's what ports are. Ports are simply, or like deluxe ports are simply all the stuff that you could already get, just all put into one package and maybe resolution bump or something like that. That is what a port is. Smash Brothers is not that. It's not just everything that we just got and then bumped up resolution, then added a couple more things. There's brand new things that you could never ever get on the other game. So that's what I'm trying to say. Like, if we explained it that way, maybe more people would understand. But then again, there's a lot of dumb people out there, you know, that aren't going to listen. But sometimes, like I said, I see some of these conversations people are having, and I think that the confidence boost in terms of the product that you're talking about or whatever that you're trying to discuss needs to be better. You know what I'm saying? Myself included. All of it needs to be better. Like, we all know what the Switch is about, what it can do, all the good things about it. Explaining it to people who are dumb and don't want to, like, you know, and just want to sit there and make assumptions. You don't have to, obviously, but if you're going to, got to go about it the right way. Now, anyway, you guys are talking about this whole Broly movie, guys. I don't care, okay? Like, I don't care yet. I haven't seen it, so I don't care. I'll watch it when I watch it. So let me just go ahead and answer that right away. I'll watch it when I watch it. I didn't put Broly in the title. There's no Broly or Dragon Ball Super or anything, so I'm not talking about it. So if you guys want to talk about it, if you're on my Discord, I got a Discord. You can go on there. You can talk about it. You can go on Twitter. You can talk about it there. But I'm not talking about it in this video, guys. So relax, calm down, calm yourself. Stop getting so excited over men punching each other so many times in the face, okay? Fake men punching each other so many times. So just calm down, chill out, relax, and we'll talk about it when I actually see it. Till then, guys, relax. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get into some comments here. If you guys have some comments on what I just said, let me know. If not, I can move on to the next topic. But if you want to talk to me about this, tag me at Player Essence, all one word, capital P, capital E. Make sure you spell it correctly, and I will read off what you have to say. So, no, I have not heard Smash Ultimate is a port. No, I have not heard that. What's good, Avid and Smith? How's it going, man? Thanks for coming out to the stream, dude. Markel Hawthorne says, Player Essence, the truth is too much for those people to handle. Sometimes it is and sometimes it isn't. It depends on how you talk to them. You know, sometimes it depends on how you talk to them, you know. Depends on how you talk to them. So that's just kind of how it is. Hit that like button, lurkers. Yeah, I appreciate that. Odalius, hit that like button. What's up, Kofi K? How's it going, man? How's it going? How is it going? The truth is too much. So if you guys have any other comments, let me know. I will scroll up till I see some more. What's up, Alex May? How's it going? Elite Ninja Alex May in the chat. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you being here, Alex. Appreciate that, homie. Ryu Kage says, Player, since the truth has no effect for people under Genjutsu. That could be the case. Genjutsu can be pretty strong these days on the internet. There's also reading comprehension, which is a lot of the Genjutsu that people are under. They can't figure it out. They can't figure out how to break the spell of the Genjutsu, which is often reading comprehension or listening comprehension, you know. Snow Bunny 426 says, Player, since some people just can't fathom that games they love you may hate. I think so. I think that's one of the things that we see quite a bit when it comes to gaming. Like, people, if I say, you know what, Western games, they're just like, no, I'm not excited for Anthem. No, I'm not excited for EA's trash. No, I'm not excited for the next Western shooter. No, I'm not going to sit there and get all giggly and giggly piggly for Western games, because I don't. That's difficult for some people. That's a difficult pill for some people to swallow. And then what they'll do is what we usually see with Nintendo fans is that if you're not up, you know, the Western bandwagon, if you're not up Sony's bandwagon and all that, oh, you're a damage controller. Oh, you're a defender. Oh, you give Nintendo a pass. Oh, if you're not riding on the same hate wave as some people do, that's the stuff that they accuse you of, because they can't intellectually beat you in a conversation about an opinion, or simply just stating that, no, I don't think that you complaining or you're whining, or I don't think that's a problem. I don't think it is. It's just my opinion on that. They can't do that. I mean, I've had multiple people, hate to call people out, but this man Q, and I think, yeah, this man Q, I mean, he's done that to me on Twitter numerous times. Oh, well, you give Nintendo a pass. I said, what did I give Nintendo a pass on? Explain to me. Oh, well, Wolfenstein it runs at 30 frames per second and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, what does that have to do with me giving Nintendo a pass? Here is the hardware that they have. They have the Nintendo Switch. Is this hardware This is what you're going to get out of it. They have the best Switch developers in terms of porting big budget games over to Nintendo Switch. This is what you're going to get. It's not about giving Nintendo a pass. This is what it is. There is no pass. This is how it is. You know what I'm saying? It's like sitting here and telling somebody to, oh, you can't beat Michael Jordan one-on-one in basketball, then saying, oh, well, you're getting a pass for not being good. You didn't practice enough. Well, Michael Jordan in his prime, It's like, no, Michael Jordan is 6'6" and has this skill and has God-given skills that are just going to be better than yours. This is just how it is. You're not going to beat him. You know what I'm saying? In your prime, you're probably not going to beat him. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to beat. Most people aren't 6'6". The average height of a man is 5'11", 5'10". The average height of the woman across the world is, I think, 5'5" or something like that. Okay, if you're over 6'1" or 6'2", you're taller than 95% of the people on this planet. The chances of you beating Michael Jordan in a one-on-one game, it's not about getting a pass. That's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? So with Nintendo Switch and all that, people just say, oh, you're giving a pass for the system being weak. No, this is how it is. We have no effect on what Nintendo did with their system. We're just simply here to enjoy the games. And you can enjoy a game that runs at 30 frames per second. You can enjoy a game for portability. You don't have to think that power and 1080p or 60 frames per second is better or more convenient or better for you than simply being able to take a game and play it anywhere that you want. Because that's the thing where people say, oh, you give Nintendo a pass, or they say portability. Dude, like, it's their opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's their opinion. And that's what I'm trying to say, like, the confidence. And when you talk to some of these people, it's like, if you believe that this is what you want and you don't care about that, you can reinstate that. You can reinstate that thought process. You don't have to back down because other people say, oh, well, I like this because it's 60 frames per second and Switch isn't, so you don't have to sit there and say, oh yeah, and agree with them. Because I see that all the time. It's like, no, if you honestly think, obviously, if you think that 60 frames or whatever is better, then that's fine. Obviously, 60 frames per second is great. But if you like what the Switch does, and if you want to support the Switch, and if 30 is fine for you, then 30 is fine for you. There's nothing wrong with saying that. That's not giving Nintendo a pass or damage controlling. If 30 is fine, then 30 is fine for you, And like, I think we need to see a little bit more people saying that confidently instead of, backing down to people who just want to throw the fanboy card at you, or, oh, you're giving them a pass because they can't simply understand that just because they don't care about portability, just because they don't care about HD Rumble, that somebody else wouldn't think that HD Rumble and portability is fine, is a good trade-off for whatever it offers on PS4 and Xbox One, So that's just my opinion on it. Let me get into more of the comments here. Let's see here. Player Taki the Asher Knight says, player says, what drives the mentality of people like this like this queue to start arguments like this? I don't know if it's not even about starting arguments. It's more of a discussion. And if you're 6'4", shout outs to you being 6'4", man. I wish, well, no, 6'4" is a little too tall, but I wish I was like around maybe like 6'1", 6'2". I'd be okay like with 6'1". 6'4" is a bit too tall. Your feet might dangle off a bed at times, depending on what beds you sleep on. Sean Diamond says, person's a preach. I'm perfectly fine with 720p, 30 frames per second portably. Hey, there you go. Kofi K, 6'3". Yeah, 6'3" is good. 6'3" is good. Your feet are probably not going to dangle off the bed, but they are. They are sometimes, but not really. I don't like feet dangling off of the beds. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I'll take 6 foot, 6'1", but I'm not. I'm 5'9", 5'8". So at this point, I don't even care anymore. It doesn't even matter. Markel Hawthorne says, players, it's unpopular opinion time. Outside of 2 and 4, I find, okay, you find the Uncharted series overrated. Jump Force looks generic. I never cared for Star Wars. I always hated Power Rangers. Okay, so let's break down what you just said here. One, it's all your opinion, so obviously you're not wrong on any of that. That's your opinion. Outside of 2 and I don't think you're wrong with what you just said. I think most people think Uncharted 2 and Uncharted 4 are the best Uncharted. That's not really unpopular. I think that's the general consensus that Uncharted 2 and Uncharted 4 are the best Uncharted. I agree with you on those. Uncharted 2 and Uncharted 4 are my favorite Uncharted games, although I don't like Uncharted like that much. But I have beat 2, I have beat 4, have not beat 3, have not beat 1. 1 and 3 are not very good in my opinion. 2 and 4 are actually better, but still kind of crusty, but not as crusty as Wolfenstein. The gameplay is not as crusty as Wolfenstein, but it's a bit crusty. In terms of Jump Force looks extremely generic. I agree with you. Uncharted, never cared for Star Wars. I never cared for Star Wars too much either, so I think there's a large amount of people that are the same way. And I've always hated Power Rangers. I can see why you'd hate Power Rangers, but Power Rangers was like the business back when I was a kid. But I can understand why you'd hate it. 60 frames per second is bitter. Better than 30 frames per second? You mean better? Absolutely. Yes. Yes, you're 100% right. And 35 frames per second is probably better than 30 frames per second. I mean, you're just stating the obvious. Let's see here. You said college dorm beds were awful for me at 6'3". Yeah, exactly, because your feet are gonna dangle off of it. I saw too many football players that lived on campus that literally their feet would dangle off the beds because they're, the big guys, 6'5", 6'4", receivers, tall guys. The perfect height for most of the stuff is about 6 foot, 6'1". Your feet will be right there at the edge, but they generally won't dangle off. And you're not too short, you're not too tall. You're not going to hit your head on anything. You're not going to watch. I mean, for the most part, you'll be good. So yeah, 6 foot. I think 6 foot's a good height. 5'11" to 6'1" would be a good height to where you're not going to be in danger. Like cars, obviously tall guys. You guys have to make sure that you drive cars with a lot of leg room. It's hard to have a car that's like a smaller car, like a Corolla or something like that. So like guys that are 6 foot can drive Corollas no problem. Now, if you're 6'4", 6'3", no, you drive a Corolla, you're gonna have to push it all the way back. Therefore, somebody can't sit behind you. You know what I'm saying? So it's a balancing act. I think I wouldn't want to be too tall. And I feel bad for people that are, unless you're in the NBA and you're rich. I feel bad for guys that are like 7 foot and aren't in the NBA, or if you're like 6'10" or 6'9" and you're not in the NBA, that just sucks because nothing fits you. Because nothing ever fits you. So player since OJ Senpai, have you ever been to Japan? Hold on to your questions, guys. We'll answer questions about that till the end. We're talking about confidence and talking about gaming and stuff like that. So hold on to your questions at the end. My day's been good. Let's see here. Deku says, player says, people just like to hate things that like PC peasants acting like they are so much better than console players. It's ignorant. People should just let other people enjoy their own stuff. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think PC players do it just to more sort of troll than anything. But yeah. Honest player since Uncharted and The Last of Us interactive movies played both, by the way. I mean, I wouldn't call them completely that, but I mean, yeah, there's definitely some movie-ish stuff to them. So yeah. Players says we both disagree on Outcast as players. We both disagree on some games, but I love your content regardless. People need to respect each other's taste. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure like you like Wolf, and I think Wolf is the worst. Wolf is one of the worst games that I've ever. Well, I don't know if it's one of the worst games that I've ever played, but it's the most crustiest game it's one of the most crustiest games that I've ever played. Modern games that I've ever played. It's ridiculously crusty. J2 Blue says, player, since I personally like all the Uncharted games as far as ranking goes, Uncharted 4, Uncharted 2, Uncharted 3, Uncharted 1. Well, that's pretty much how most people have it. Uncharted 4, Uncharted 2, Uncharted 3, Uncharted 1. I think that's how a lot of people have it in that series. I think it's pretty easy to tell. If you play all the Uncharted games, which I've played all of them, it's fairly easy to tell which game's better in what spot. I mean, most people will either say Uncharted 1 or Uncharted 3. Those are the two weak links. I mean, if you're not counting that Golden Abyss crap or whatever it was, or that game on the PSP, if you're not counting that, or you're not counting the I think there was a card game, you're not counting those two games, yeah, most people would say Uncharted 2 or Uncharted 4 are the best. And then Uncharted 3 or Uncharted 1. Uncharted 3 is stupid. That game is just dumb. I think that's just a dumb game. The multiplayer is trash too, but that game's just dumb. Uncharted 3 is just a stupid game. It's crusty. It's super crusty. That game's so stupid. I don't like it at all. Uncharted 4 is better. Uncharted 2 is better. Uncharted 1 was just the first one, so it's like, okay, well, this is new. But Uncharted 3 is horrible. It's like, okay, wait a minute. This is the third game, and this is the best that you can do. Uncharted 3 is not a good game. It's a horrible game. It's a horrible, and people were cucking up to that game when the reviewers and everything, people were, oh, Uncharted, like the game's trash, dude. The game is absolute trash. But anyway, that's just my opinion. Obviously, if you guys like Uncharted 3, then have fun with Uncharted 3. Michael O'Brien says having games like Assassin's Creed or COD or Battlefield would be a great job for the Switch, even if they aren't great games. Well, those are good games for some people, and yes, it'd be a good job. But I mean, what can we do? We can't sit here and force these developers to do it. But Wii U had all those games except for Battlefield, and the Wii U did play like trash. So sometimes you have to look at the audience. I mean, do the fans really want these games hardcore? I mean, not really. I don't think so. I don't think most Switch fans are like, oh yeah, I need these games. A lot of Switch fans probably have a PS4 or Xbox One, and they can just play them on there because they're going to get better frame rates, because they're going to get better graphics, because that's what those games do. Those games are 50 to 75% graphics. When you take good graphics, good resolution away from those games, they become less. That's why people necessarily don't like as much on Switch when it comes to these third-party games, because graphics are half the experience. It's a shallow experience. All those games are shallow. A lot of them are shallow. They don't have deep deep gameplay elements. They try to, but they're not really deep gameplay elements, and they're really sold on graphics. And well, like I said, when you take away those graphics, it becomes less of what it is. So that's the reason why it's like, well, a lot of people will just get them on PS4 and Xbox One, because these games, the experience is graphics. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the experience is graphics. So you can sit here and say it'd be a big draw, but that's what we said on Wii U. And Assassin's Creed was on Wii U, and it wasn't a big draw. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't a big draw. But the Switch is a lot more popular. The Switch is different, so you can't always put one to one. So I see what you're saying. I see both sides of it. But to me, when they come, they come. If they don't, then they don't. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and beg and make videos and shake my fist at Ubisoft and all them. Screw them if they don't want to do it. I mean, I'm not begging for nothing. So I'm not going to sit here and praise be to freaking Assassin's Creed and Call of Duty. I'm good. I've played those games, you know, and they're not anything special. So no, I'm good. So I'm not going to sit here and praise them or anything like that. But hey, if you want them, that's good. That's great. But they're not coming. So so I mean, I think it's time to deal with the facts, face the facts instead of, you know. Let's see here. Douglas Gates says, player, since you saw the new 2018 guys, I'm not even gonna answer anymore. Okay, I'm not even gonna answer stuff like that. Don't tag me with anything with Dragon Ball. Okay, don't tag me with anything there, guys. I'm telling you, don't tag me with it, or wait till the end, till my Q&A segment. Wait till the end. So yeah. Let's see. Spinjutsu Kid says, Parsons, here's an unpopular opinion. P Live is only 1 hour today. Yeah, that might be an unpopular opinion. That might be an unpopular opinion. All right, guys. So we're 35 minutes in. So let's go ahead and move on to the next topic here. Thank you for all the comments on that and everything. I do appreciate what you guys have to say. Hit that like button too, guys. We're at 77 likes. That's not bad. Let's see if we can get up to... let's see if we can get up to 100 likes here. I think we can get about 23 people to give us another like here. So let's go ahead and move on. We got Spyro, guys. So Spyro was listed for the Nintendo Switch based on an official Nintendo, or not Nintendo UK, based on an official listing on the official listing on the official on the site here. So let's see, on the UK site. It was on the UK site. So let me go in and let me check it out here. Let me see if the listing is still up. So let's see here. Let me see. Did they fix it? Yeah, they fixed it already. So but we'll go to the yeah, they fixed it. Before it said Nintendo Switch and it said PC, then they removed it. But we've got screen caps of it. So let's go ahead and we'll pull that up. So as you guys can see right here, this is how it was beforehand. Then everybody started reporting on it, and they obviously removed it. But as you can clearly see here, Spyro Reignited Trilogy, this was up on the official UK site. It shows PC, it shows Nintendo Switch. I think we all know that it's coming to PC and Nintendo Switch. Jordan Fringe talked to me about this, guys, and I actually made a video where I talked about this Spyro. So if you want to see more on what I think about that, I made a video on it. But yeah, Jordan Fringe talked about them just saying it's going to... we don't even need Jordan here. That the developers just are going to finish it on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, then they're going to get working on the PC and the Switch version of the games. But as you can see, it's coming. They removed it, but we all know it's coming. But anyway, what do you guys think about this? Because a lot of you guys were crying like babies, and that's why I talk about like the confidence thing. Like some of y'all need to understand. Like some of y'all need to like learn how to relate facts together. Like instead of crying about something right away, why don't you just do some analysis? Think about it for a second. Like, think about if a developer actually wants to put something like this on the Switch before you say that it's not going to come. So give me you guys' thoughts on this, and I will be more than happy to talk about this here. So Mr. Snappy Paws, no, there's no Nintendo Direct soon. Not that I know of. J2 Blues, this person's surprise, said no one. Yeah, there you go. Amiibo Fans, this person, it's still missing Nintendo Switch version. No, it's not that it's still missing Nintendo Switch version. They removed it, Amiibo Fan. I just talked about that, dude. They removed it. They had it there, then they removed it. Markel Hopkins says, players, since this is almost as bad as the secret of Fortnite. Yeah, it's almost as bad as that. AZ Glitch says, players, since I think they just put it out there to get people excited to release a half-year launch on other consoles. That's how Activision is. No, I think basically here's what happened. This is actually what happened. Nintendo UK, it's coming to those systems, so they default put it out all on there. Then they just made a mistake. It was just simply Java or HTML error. That's pretty much what it was. They all know it's coming to the Switch. It's the same error that Nintendo made. Nintendo of America or whatever made the same error where they know it's coming, so they put it up and say, oops, and they forget to take it down. Like Nintendo made the same error back when Spyro was announced for the PS4 and Xbox One. Nintendo made the same error on their website, so it was just literally just an error. It's not about getting people hyped or anything like that. It was literally just an error. Jordan Fringe, guys, there's no conspiracy theory here. Jordan Fringe said it right, guys. They wanted to focus on PS4 and Xbox One, get that game done, get everything done for those games, and they're gonna bring it. Then they're gonna port it over. Activision is being cheap and stingy. They don't want to hire another team, or they don't have another team to port it over on Switch and PC, and making sure that they optimize for those systems correctly, the right way the first time. So they're going to finish the PS4 and Xbox One because Toys for Bob is not a huge development studio, and then they're gonna work on the PC and the Switch version. That's pretty much what it's like. That's what it is, man. There's no, like I said, there's no trying to, we're trying to get people excited for one thing, then they're gonna like, it's not it. It's not at all. I know that's what some people like to think. You know, it's malicious, but it's not. Trust me, it's not. Mr. Snappy Paws, if you watch my videos, dude, you'd already know that Unreal Engine 4 I already know that, man. I mean, you don't need to tell me this. I already know. Let's see here. If you guys have anything on Spyro, please tag me at Player Essence with that. Tag me at Player Essence. David Guido says, I'm so happy. I knew because they did crash that Spyro was guaranteed, but I'm glad we have more evidence, Player Essence. Yeah, I mean, evidence is always good. Evidence is always good. Let's see here. Player Essence says, never played it. What's the hype about a Purple Dragon? The hype about a Purple Dragon is the level design, the combat, the gameplay. It's fun. It's a fun game. Chibi Vigno says, Player Essence, prediction on, okay. Hold up. Okay, never mind. I can read this. Prediction on when the Switch version of Spyro will come this year or 2019. I think 2019. What's good, AV? Oh, you said what's good to Quantum. What's good, man? Shinobu says, Player Essence, just like how Dragon Ball FighterZ ain't coming to Switch. Yeah, man. My boy Cook still owing me that, that 301 about how Dragon Ball FighterZ. And you know what the funny thing is? There was people that were adamantly like defying me, and adamantly saying, "No, OJ, you fraud. You don't know what you're talking about." When it comes to Dragon Ball FighterZ, I'm just like, oh man, you guys are dumb. Man, you guys are dumb. Like, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 sold 500,000 copies plus in like a couple months on the Switch. Are you that dumb to think that they're not gonna bring Fighters, which runs on the freaking Unreal Engine 4, a 2D fighting game, to the Switch? Are you guys really that dumb? Okay, you're that dumb. You're that dumb. When it's revealed, not only am I going to make bets and take this and that, I'm going to call these people out. And you guys saw me on Twitter quoting people's tweets because they tried to make me look dumb. They called me names, I ain't taking the high road on this one, man. If you guys are going to sit here and say dumb stuff to me, then that's fine. I'm going to call you out. I don't care how much subscribers I have or whatever the case is. Call me out when I'm wrong because I've been called out a gazillion times. So if you're going to call me out when I'm wrong, try. I mean, most people, they try to. I mean, most of the time it's just stupidity that they call me out on. But whatever, I'm definitely gonna say something back on this because so many people were trying to be done with this, man. It was so ridiculous. The Nintendo Millennial says, Player, since with Spyro now near sure thing coming to Switch and Ubisoft revealing South Park: The Stick of Truth coming over, you think it's a hint or a direct soon to be announced these games? No, I don't think it's a hint for a direct soon. I don't think so. I think a direct is coming when a direct comes, It could be September, it could be before that. I mean, a direct comes when it comes. I mean, that's just how it is. Has Cook paid up yet? No, Cook hasn't paid up yet. But I talked to him. I said if he didn't get back to me by the end of the week, that I'll roast him. But he said that he's gonna pay up in the next. He said it in the upcoming live stream. So I'm gonna give him this week. I'm gonna give him a final warning next week. Like, okay, dude, like, you told me last week. You said it would be soon, upcoming live stream. So I'm gonna give him the rest of this week. We got a lot of live streams that he can pay up. If he doesn't, he's gonna get his channel will be roasted. Absolutely, it will be roasted live. And you know what? Look. I'm not going to sit here and say you guys harass him. Obviously, don't harass him, like, negatively. But if you guys just, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen if that happens where I actually pull up his channel, and show you guys his channel. Because I put myself out on the line, you know what I'm saying? Like, what if I didn't pay him his 301? How would that make me look? You guys would be calling me names and calling me fraud and say, oh, OJ's a liar. It would be horrible for my reputation. You know what I'm saying? So I put myself, it's not about getting my money. That's not about it. That's not it at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not it at all. It's about, I put my neck out there. You know what I'm saying? And I put my reputation on the line. Do you think I would have liked to pay him 301 if I was wrong? No, but I do it. So it's not even about the money. It's about, okay, dude, well, I put my reputation on the line there. I talked about it. I show my face. I have my channel. You're not going to get away with this scot-free. I am going to let people see your face or see your channel and see what you do. You know what I'm saying? Because he uploads videos. So I'm going to direct people to your channel, and whether you get hate or not, that's up to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not on me. If something, because like, I can guarantee you, if I didn't pay up, there'd be hate coming to my channel. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to have any, remorse if there is hate on this channel, because that's what would have happened to me. I deal with that all the time. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a fair warning to him that, you know, Cook, I'm good, man. It's not, like I said, it's not about the money. It's really just about, like I said, being a man of your word. It's more about respect than anything, you know? Because if you would have won, I guarantee you would have been on my channel the next day like, when are you going to pay me my money? When are you going to pay me my money? When are you going to... I guarantee you I wouldn't have heard the end of you asking, when are you going to pay me the money? And I wouldn't have heard the end of you guys telling me, when are you going to pay Cook his money? You know what I'm saying? Like, that, I would have never heard the end of it. There's no way it would have went this far without me paying him. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, if I got to deal with it, so do you, you know? But anyway. Yeah, people need to learn how to take their L's, man. People need to learn how to take their L's. Outcast's players, I think a lot of UE Engine 4 games are coming to Switch, and that includes Spyro Trilogy. Well, yeah, I made a video on that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of them are coming. J2 Boosters players, yeah, I don't get why people were doubting Dragon Ball Fighters would come to Switch, considering the game is 8 gigabytes. It was pretty obvious that, as well as the sales of Xenoverse. Well, I don't think that the gigabytes of the game is really a big thing, because anytime that you put something on the Switch, like resolution goes down. There's other things that you can do to go down to compress it. So, I mean, Doom is like 50-something gigabytes, and that's on the Switch. So, I don't think that's like, oh, well, it's 8 gigabytes, so that means it has to come. I don't think size isn't necessarily like the biggest deterrent. I mean, yeah, it's a factor, but I mean, the fact that Doom is on the Switch, the fact that Wolfenstein is on the Switch, I don't really think that, you know, those are going to be things that are going to keep things off of it, more so than actually just team size, actually getting the game going, getting it optimized, and getting it ready to go, you know. All right, let me go ahead and get into some, we got some shout outs here. So we got some follows and some shout outs. Let's go ahead and get those out of the way. Shout outs to, is it Human Eagle 10? Hit us with that follow. Thank you so much. Welcome to the Elite Ninja Village. I appreciate that. That's the Fire Nation over there on Twitch. Thank you so much. Thank you for the follow. Also, Steven Scott as well. Hit us with the subscription. Thank you so much, Steven. I do appreciate that. Welcome to the Elite Ninja Village of Player. Everyone in the chat, please welcome. Sorry, not Steven. Steph. Welcome, Steph Scott. Or Shot. It's not Scott. Shot. And also Human Eagle 10 to the villages. So thank you guys so much. We are 9 likes away from 100, guys. So hit that like button if you just joined us. That'd be awesome if you guys hit that like button. Cook runs a cooking channel. No, Cook runs like a gaming channel. And his last video that he uploaded was a video of his Krusty Cloud bodying his friend. So yeah, we're gonna take a look at that video next week if Cook doesn't take a look. Take a look. It's in a book, Cook. So if you don't take a look in your checkbook, Cook, there might be some. Your channel might get a little bit more attention than maybe you bargained for. So, all right, yo, what's up, Neo Blitz the Printy man? How's it going, dude? All right, so let's go and move on to the next topic here, guys. We got Octopath sales. So the biggest thing here that people are trying to talk about with the Octopath is that Nintendo didn't. Oh snap! What is this? Let's go, my boy Evident. Hit us with that New York Toby Blaster smash. Let's go, my dude Evident. What can I say about this man? He's been ridiculously supportive. Check out my dude Evident. Make sure you link your channel once again. Avidin with a $15 Toby Blaster New York Smash donation. Thank you so much, Avidin. I appreciate that, man. Make sure you link your channel. And also, guys, I will be on the Avidon Direct this Friday. So look forward to that on Avidon's channel. So Avidin, link your channel, and yeah, catch me on that live stream tomorrow, guys. So look forward to that, and thank you for the Toby Blaster donation, man. I do appreciate that. First Streamlabs and first Toby Blaster of the day. So shout outs, man. Guys, give some love to my boy Avidin, of course, like always. Give some love to my boy Avidin. So yeah, make sure you guys hit subscribe. We got to give some more love to Avidon, man. We got to give some more love to Avidon. So let me I'm gonna do it. Avidon. Your channel never pops up whenever in my what's it called? Here we go. All right, guys. So here's the deal, guys. 669 subscribers. Let's get that up to at least 675. Let's get that up to at least 675 right now, guys. Let me go ahead and hit that. You guys check out his channel. Go subscribe. If you like my channel, you're going to like Abaddon's channel. And like I said, I'll be on there for the podcast tomorrow. So make sure you guys check it out. Link is right there. What's up, Wound Up Penguin? How's it going, man? Or something, man. What's up, Wound Up Penguin? How's it going, my unicorn? You are my unicorn. Let's see here. Golfing Buffalo. Allegedly mid-August, dude. There's all sorts of rumors going around, dude. There's all sorts of rumors going around. All sorts of rumors. All right, guys, let's go ahead and move on to the last topic here. We're going to be discussing for the last quarter of this. We've got Q&A because a lot of you guys are asking me questions about all sorts of stuff. If you got questions, comments, concerns, talks about Octopath, Abaddon's Toby Blaster kind of interrupted me, but it looks like Octopath is well on its way to 1 million unit sales, guys. It's looking like it's going to be a 1 million unit seller within the next month or so. It's going to be a 1 million unit seller. So I'm happy, but I think that's not it. I think Octopath Traveler is actually going to reach at least 4 to 5 million units when it's all said and done. I think it's going to be that good. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do next, because the Switch is a bona fide hit for Square Enix now. So awesome stuff there. Make sure you guys check out Abaddon. Make sure you guys do that. I want to see that. All right, yep. 672. Okay, there we go. Shout outs to King Boo with the subscription. Thank you so much, King Boo. Welcome to the Elite Ninja Village of Player Essence. Everyone here in the chat, please welcome King Boo. King Boo over to the squad. Let's go. Let's see here. Player Essence Unreal Engine 4 just got a. I'm Mr. Snappy Paws. You were spamming, and I already addressed that, and I made a video on it as well. I know. I know about this. I had a video on it. If you guys want, we can watch that video live. But yeah, Mr. Snappy Paws, I talked about this in my video, but I'll discuss it again for those who didn't see it. But please make sure you check out my video. I think that this is going to be the catalyst that the Switch needs for a lot of these other bigger Unreal Engine 4 games. I think it's going to be stuff like Code Vein, Japanese games, by the way, Japanese, not Western developers, not Western publishers, but Japanese games, Code Vein, games like Kingdom Hearts 3, games like Dragon Quest 11, Echoes of an Elusive Age. This is going to make them a lot more cognizant and a lot easier to get this stuff out there on the Switch. It's a big update, guys. It's a big update, and it's a good thing. And I think this is what Dragon Quest 11 was waiting for. This is what Square Enix was waiting for in terms of this update, to really kind of make sure that the Switch version of the game runs well. So I'm looking forward to it. Abaddon says, Plarsons, I feel comfortable to call this game RPG of the Year at the Game Awards. Yeah, I think it'll win it. We have to see what else. Obviously, Dragon Quest 11 comes out, so I mean, there's that. But yeah, I think it's going to be between Octopath and between Dragon Quest 11. Those two games are going to RPG of the Year. So we'll have to wait and see. Team Alkaline says, Player, since did you see Nintendo Ultra skin on Octopath Traveler? It's really funny. Yeah, I already saw it. Mr. Snappy Paws says, sorry, I missed some live stream. Okay, no problem, Mr. Snappy Paws. But yeah, I have a video on it too, so make sure you check that out, Mr. Snappy Paws. Octopath can hit 2 million easy. I think 2 million is too low, but yeah. Oh, shout outs to Avatar Renji with the $7.99 donation through Super Chat. And Avatar Renji says this. I'll go ahead and skip straight to what he has to say. Thank you for the donation, man. I appreciate that. He says, words can't express my gratitude to the Octopath developers. May the sacred flame light their path. Can you please play Octopath battle theme? Absolutely, dude. Thank you for the donation, and I will definitely play that battle theme for you for the donation that you had there. So thank you, man. All right. You guys hear it? Hollow says, "How did I miss everything?" Yeah, you missed most of it. Dank Beam Center says, "Player says, do you swap character paths to level up another character to defeat that boss and swap back to beat that boss in Octopath?" Dude, I have no idea what that sentence even. I have no idea what you just said, bro. No idea. Mr. Snappy says, "Player, since I'm off to watch one of your new vids." All right, man. Take it easy. Thank you so much for coming out to the stream. What is Spyro? Spyro is a video game. I didn't say 5 million. I said 4 to 5 million. But you said the game sold over 100K. 100K to 5 million is quite a leap. You're not. I don't think you're understanding. It sold 111,000 in a couple days in Japan only. It didn't sell 100K total. I don't know where you getting your numbers from, Ish Gerbor, but it sold 111,000, not counting digital, in a couple days in Japan. Not 100,000 complete. Where'd you get your numbers from? Make sure you come to Player Essence to get your facts, and you won't be saying stuff like that in my chat. And it's not. It's 111,000 in a couple, not counting digital. It's number 1 worldwide digital. That's no digital sales. Okay, so where are you getting your facts from, man? Come here. I'll break it down for you the right way. Whoever told you that it sold 100,000 total is silly. Chibi Vinio says, Player Essence, how will the success of Octopath Traveler influence Square Enix, OJ? Well, it'll get them definitely working on more things. I think Square Enix has already been convinced, but I think that it'll give the development team behind Bravely Default and behind Octopath, obviously a sequel is going to come. You know, like, at this point, a sequel is going to come, or like a Bravely Third, you know? So it gives them confidence that they can make this type of game. So, I mean, I don't know how much more it's going to affect them more than they already have, because they were already on board, but this is definitely a good thing for them. You know, definitely a good thing for them. I know, and it sold over 110,000 in Japan with stock shortages in a couple days. Remember, guys, the media create, it tracks a whole week. Octopath came out on Friday, so it sold that much in just a few days. That day, the next day, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? I think it goes to Saturday, so it sold that much in 3 days. No, I said 5 million. I didn't say it's only going to sell 5 million. In Japan. I said it's going to sell 5 million. That's what I said. I didn't say only in Japan it's going to sell 5 million. Then I would have gave you guys a number for worldwide as well. The only number I said was 4 to 5 million total. Look, man, you were wrong. It's okay. I never split the two up. If I would have said, oh, 5 million in Japan only, I didn't say 5 million in Japan only. You know, I said 4 to 5 million. Plain and simple, dude. Look, I mean, there's no need to argue with me, man. you said I did not say 5 million in Japan only. I did not say that. I said 4 to 5 million in terms of the total sales. I said 4 to 5 million. Nobody said that. Yes, I believe they'll sell 4 to 5 million lifetime. Yes, I believe that. Do you still believe that it sold 100,000 total worldwide? Do you still believe that? You say it won't. I don't care what you say. You also said that it sold 100,000 total worldwide, so you don't even know. You don't even know what you're talking about in the first place, dude. You didn't even know the sales in the first place. So you say it won't. Well, you thought it sold. You thought it sold 100,000 complete total in the worldwide. So exactly what do you know? What do you know? Matt Rose says, Player says, could you see the Google console over the next couple of years knocking out Microsoft and being the third? No. Skipbit Production says, I mean, Puyo Puyo Tetris sold over 1 million. Octopath can hit 4 million. I know. 1-2 Switch also sold over 2 million. So if 1-2 Switch can sell over 2 million, Octopath, which actually had have I seen the latest Boruto? Yeah, I've seen the latest Boruto. Is Spyro from Skylanders? No, it's the other way around. Skylanders spawned from Spyro. Then Ish Gerbor, then you don't know how sales of Japanese games work. Then, if I don't know why you think that 100,000 plus in 2 days isn't an indication of 4 to 5 million, considering that here in America, the sales often triple or quadruple that in terms of what goes on in Japan with a lot of different games. If you don't see that, how that's an indication of how a game can get to that much, then that's not my fault. That's not my fault. But Nintendo games, let me explain it to you, since obviously you don't know. Nintendo games tend to have a long tailwind. You know what I'm saying? They tend to be able to sell for a long period of time. They don't just sell just for a bit. So Octopath is probably going to sell for a very long period of time, and that's how it's going to get its sales. As the Switch gains in popularity and more people pick it up, it's going to continue getting sales 2, 3, 4 years from now. People are going to still continue buying the game. It's going to have a long tail because of the style of game that it is, because it's old school, because it's classic, and because people just absolutely love that, and it's one of the most unique games on the Nintendo Switch. You basing it on the original base sales of the game and saying, oh, that's not going to reach it long term. There's so many games that you would have never thought based on the base sales in one area are going to reach that. But if you sell 110,000 in a few days in Japan, and that's just in Japan, and with the Switch and the growing install base that it gets, that's actually a great indication that it can reach a 4 million or 5 million. It's absolutely an indication. I mean, I don't know why you think that it's not, but if you have any evidence or any details, or if you can give me any data or anything that can tell me that Switch games don't sell over a long period of time, that games that are lesser and that have done worse actually haven't reached up to where 2 million units or almost 3 million units, like 1-2 Switch, that game didn't do as well, and that game's over 2.3 million, and I guarantee you it didn't launch as well as Octopath launched, and that game's already over 2 million. That game can hit 4 or 5 million when it's all said and done as well. So I'm looking at the trends of what we've already got. I'm looking at how Octopath has done better than some of those games. I'm looking at how Octopath has been pretty much #1 worldwide. The digital sales are there, and I'm saying, yeah, it's actually possible. You thought that the game sold 100,000 units worldwide. That's what you thought. You originally thought that. So your opinion was already skewed, and now you're desperately trying to cling to whatever you can to have an argument here. But you're not winning because, one, you originally thought that the game sold 100,000 units worldwide. So your original opinion was already trash because you didn't know the numbers yourself. So there's nothing that's going to convince you. So we can just agree to disagree. But you went into this thinking that the game sold 100,000 units worldwide. So there you go. You went into it thinking that, so yeah. I don't need to get him on a live debate. It's just an opinion. It's just an opinion on that. Like I said, he went into it thinking that the game sold 100,000 units worldwide. Now since he's like, he doesn't want to back, obviously, a bit stubborn, a bit hard-headed. That's okay. I'm stubborn and hard-headed too. So now that he's already like, oh snap, I don't want to sit here and make me look stupid because I didn't know that the game sold only 100, and he said 100,000. It sold over 110,000 without digital. He didn't even include all of that. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, he's not going to back, at this point, he's not going to back down, and he's not going to acknowledge anything that I say. He's just going to continue pushing. Well, I don't think it's going to do that. So there's no point. He's already lost. There's no point. Let's see. Players, it says artist Akira. Okay, we can only go for a little bit longer, guys. I have to get off in just a bit here. Artist Akira says, players, I'm gonna order Octopath tomorrow. I've been saving money for a car, but I can put Octopath in my budget. Yeah, man, definitely do it. Definitely do it. Nintendo just revealed Breath of the Wild, Link, and Mario Kart on their channel. All right, pretty cool, dude. Players, Evans has got you. Yeah, there's no point. He's not going to back down because he won't even acknowledge. He won't even acknowledge what I'm saying. He won't even. I mean, he just said, "Oh, well, so that he just moved the goalpost." That's all he did. He won't acknowledge what I'm saying. So he just moved the goalpost. So he didn't even admit that he was wrong on his initial post. So debating guys like that is dumb. They're hard headed, which is fine. Being hard headed is okay, but no point. Well, it's not that you're only 10,000. Actually, you weren't only 10,000 copies off what I said. You were more than 10,000 off what I said, and you didn't include digital, which is also a big part of it. So you could have been more than, you're well more than 10,000 off of what I said. And on top of that, you tried to make it seem as if I was talking about worldwide sales. You tried to make it seem as if, oh, you said you said Japanese sales, that I wasn't talking about worldwide sales. After you were wrong, you tried to flip it on me and try to make it seem like I'm the one who said, oh, Japan only, which I never said 4 to 5 million units in Japan only. So not only were you wrong, but then you tried to flip it on me and try to make it seem as if I said that when I never did. So there's no point in debating somebody like this who sit there and tries to pull the dumbest tactics in the book. You know what I'm saying? Look, if you don't think it's going to sell that's fine. But right now off the back, you've been wrong about 3 to 4 different things. So if you're wrong about 3 to 4 different things, chances are you're going to be wrong about this one. We can just line them all up. The chances are you're wrong about this one as well. So like I said, get some better facts and come back, man. Get some better facts and come back. Get some better facts. But I'm done arguing with you. I'm going to move on to questions. So we'll answer questions for about another 10 minutes or so. Okay, guys? Thank Beam Center says, players, does Octopath Traveler set the bar high for RPGs on Nintendo Switch? It sets it extremely high. Aaron says, player, since there was also stock shortages, lol, to the point Square had to offer an apology. Absolutely, that stuff like this guy did not realize. Respect the Crow says, player, since do you think Nintendo will stealth drop the mini direct more this month, like January 11th mini direct? Maybe. I'm not really sure. I'm too busy worrying about playing Octopath instead of worrying about like being thirsty or scratching my neck and being thirsty over the next Nintendo Direct. Let's see here. Avidin says, players' favorite character on Octopath so far. Ophelia is my favorite character. She's the waifu. She has class, so Ophelia. No, actually, you can put together. It's not setting the bar high for turn-based old school RPGs. There's a lot of modern stuff in Octopath Traveler. There wasn't old school, and I'll get to that donation in just a bit. Old school RPGs didn't have the bravely system in there. That's a modern thing. That's not old school RPGs didn't really have back then. Maybe a couple of them had them, but no. Octopath Traveler isn't an old RPG. That's not a genre. It's an RPG. You know what I'm saying? And you can lump together action RPGs and turn-based RPGs. You can put them together and you can say, oh, set the bar high for RPGs in general. RPG is a way of how the game mechanics work. Not necessarily saying action RPG and turn-based RPG aren't some type of different category. They're under the same thing, RPG. So if you're not biased towards one or the other, you can generally rate them against each other in terms of how they work, considering what they are. You know what I'm saying? I'm not biased more towards turn-based or action. I literally like them equally as much. I can play a great action RPG and say, this is great. I can play a great turn-based RPG. So in my opinion, Octopath sets the bar high for RPGs. It's not just old, some type of weird subgenre or something old school. That's not a genre. Octopath is a new RPG. There are new mechanics in there. There's a lot of new stuff in there. It doesn't operate completely like an old RPG. There are some elements of old school RPGs, but it's essentially a newer RPG. Like Bravely Default. That nobody said that's an old school old RPG. You know what I'm saying? No, because of the Bravely Default, the Bravely and the default system. Octopath has a moderation of that. Obviously, you can't default. You can go brave, but that's pretty much all you can. But you can't default yourself. Whereas defaulting yourself, basically, you can potentially give up turns in order to reap the rewards of attacking multiple times if you don't have it. Whereas Octopath, you have to actually spend that turn, and you can never default yourself to where you won't be able to attack. So, no, that's actually a newer mechanic. That's not a genre or anything. It sets the bar high for RPGs in general, just RPGs. It sets the bar high. It sets the bar high, plain and simple. I put them together because there's elements that are, that are cross-transferable when it comes to things. So yeah, man. Chibi Vino says, player, since which fighting game besides Smash are you looking forward to the most on Switch? Probably like Blade Strangers or like Dragon Ball Fighters and My Hero Academia #1, Dragon Ball Fighters #2, and Blade Strangers #3. Then like SNK Heroines #4. So yeah. Dragon Knight 23X Production says, player, since will King K. Rool and Dixie Kong be in Smash Ultimate? I think those are a possibility, but I have no idea. Sean Diamond says, player, since I see what you were saying, I didn't mean the old school thing, mostly focusing on turn-based part. I don't think you can compare Octopath to something like Xenoblade fairly. Actually, you can. Actually, you can. In my opinion, you can. If you're not indifferent on action, now, if you have a bias towards them, then yeah, you can. But if you don't have a bias towards action or towards turn-based RPGs, you can definitely compare them and say, okay, well, in the action genre or in the turn-based or in what they do, what does it better? What does it better in those? If you're not biased towards one or the other, I swear to you guys, I'm not biased towards action RPGs compared to turn-based. I literally like them equally. I like now, the one thing that I am kind of biased towards where I can't compare fairly is strategy RPGs, because overall, I don't love strategy RPGs in general as much as I love turn-based, like traditional turn-based and action RPGs. The only strategy RPG to me that's on the level of a turn-based, or like what I love the most in turn-based and action, is Fire Emblem. That's the only one outside of Fire. Like Disgaea, I don't think Disgaea is as good as a lot of the other like traditional turn-based RPGs that we've played. Disgaea is good, but I don't like it as much as like Xenoblade or other turn-based games that I've played. However, Fire Emblem is the only one. So I would say this, Sean Diamond, I would say that I wouldn't be able to compare fairly other strategy RPGs to an Octopath or to an action game, because I don't like strategy RPGs as much. But if you are equal on them, this is what I'm saying. If you are equal on them, then you can easily say what you like more, one or the other. If you are equal. Now, if you're not, then it's harder. I can understand for you, maybe you're thinking, okay, well, it's different. One's turn-based, one's action, but you can compare them. You can definitely compare them in terms of what they do as an RPG. There's a lot more to RPG than whether it's an action or whether it's turn-based. There's story, there's music, there's combat. I mean, there's more to it than an RPG than whether if you can move on the gameplay or if you're standing still. There's if that's all you think it is to where you can't compare the two, then I would say you need to look more deeply into what an RPG is and what the DNA of an RPG is, because no matter how you slice it, the DNA of an RPG is the DNA of an RPG. And Octopath and Xenoblade have that same DNA, no matter what. It's going to tie those two together. The Japanese RPG, So I see what you're saying. And I agree with you to an extent. But if you're, like I said, if you're equal on the two, then I have no problem comparing them, because I don't love one more than the other when it comes to straight up action compared to turn-based RPGs. Shout outs to Katana Riku. Said, breaking news, Breath of the Wild, Link, and Mario Kart 8 DX, as well as the Master Cycle Zero. That's great. I mean, I already read that off, Katana Riku. I know you've been here. But yeah, thank you so much for the $5 donation. But yes, Mario Kart 8 DLC, I mean, that's great. I mean, Link, I mean, it's hard for me to get too excited, guys, because it's just a racer. I mean, there's not much differences, but I mean, there's differences between them, but it's not like Smash Brothers. It's not like a fighting game where there's so much stuff. I mean, but let's take a look at it since you guys keep on talking about it. Let's just take a look. So here you go. So yeah, basically, Breath of the Wild Link. I mean, it's cool, but it's just not anything that crazy. But yeah, thank you for the donation, man. So here you go, Breath of the Wild Link update, version 1.6 out. Release more details update. Mario Kart Breath of the Wild. There you go. You can download version 1.6. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe features Link Champion Tunic, Master Cycle Zero, and more. There you go. Let's see. Official patch notes. New character. New vehicle. New tires, new glider. Update includes revisions to improve gameplay as well as some content not listed here. All right, so there you go, guys. I'll have an official report once we get the full patch notes and all that. I'll have official report on there. All right, guys. But we do have to call it right here, guys. We do have to call it right here. But I mean, Ish Gerbor. You seem to like to argue with people. Would you be down? Hit me up on Twitter if you'd be down to discuss or anything more. We can have a debate about this because you're saying Switch. You said this topic here, the argument that can be used that many Switch ports that failed to sell as much. The Switch is still going. The Switch is still new. You know what I'm saying? It's still going to sell more and more and more. You're saying stuff failed to sell. Stuff is still selling. The Switch is still very young in its life. Like you're too in the, I don't think you research anything. So I don't want to debate you live. I think you just say your opinion and you don't really research. I don't think you really research anything at all, dude. Avin, if I were you, I would stop arguing with him. Guys, don't argue with this guy. I don't think he knows what he's talking about. I think he just likes to talk. At the end of the day, I don't really think he knows. He didn't know the sales for Octopath. Then he wants to sit here and says, "Oh, Switch parts, they're not selling." He doesn't know the sales for anything. He doesn't follow any of that. He hasn't given a single number. So, guys, don't argue with this guy. He's just looking to argue about stuff. He doesn't know what he honestly doesn't know what he's talking about. I don't think he knows what he's talking about at all. He just likes to argue about stuff, likes to just give his opinion. Anyway, but that's just fine. You can give your opinion, but you're not right. But anyway, all right, guys. So we're gonna have to go ahead and call it right here, guys. I do appreciate all of you guys coming out to the live stream. Let's see. We can raid somebody. Can we raid somebody? Is there anybody that we can raid? Let's see here. Okay, yeah, my boy Chem Easy. My boy Chem Easy is playing once again. Make sure you guys check out Chem Easy. I'm going to go ahead and link his channel here. I'm going to go ahead and link his channel. Make sure you guys check out my boy Chem Easy. He is streaming live. So yeah, check it out, man. Exactly. Odalia said it right. Ports of old games don't sell as much as the original release. There you go. Octopath is a brand new game. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, like I said, don't, guys. This guy probably doesn't even know the sales of anything. If I were you, stop arguing with him. don't make assumptions. I'm sorry, you haven't listed any good stuff here in the first place. Like I said, anybody that comes in and says Octopath sold 100,000 units worldwide and didn't know that that was just Japan, I don't think you're worth debating or worth talking to or arguing with, man. My assumption is that you don't know what you're talking about because you came in here and said that, and you were confident in that, and then you tried to spin it as if I said something that I didn't say. To me, that shows that you're a bit of a Toby. I mean, I don't know what else to say. It's a little bit more of a Toby. So, hey, man, my assumption of you is based on what you came in here and told me. It's not based on any facts that you've came in here and said wrong information since the very beginning. So there you go, man. So I'm just going off based on what you said. I'm just going based off what you said. No ad hominem. It's based on what you've given me. It's based on, I don't know what you look like or anything like that. No, I don't know what you look like. And Toby is not an ad hominem. I'm not attacking your physical appearance or you. Toby is somebody who comes in and does exactly what you do, which is come in with wrong facts, state your opinion as if it's fact, and then sit there and give us wrong information, then try to turn things around. So no ad hominem at all. A Toby is describing the type of behavior that you've displayed in my chat. Wrong information, making outlandish statements, saying certain things aren't going to happen with no facts. You know what I'm saying? That's what a Toby does. So no ad hominem at all. But nice try once again. But anyway, all right, guys, make sure you check out my boy. Oh, hold up. I owe somebody a song. I owe Deku a song. What song do I owe him? What song do I owe him? Did he request a song? Oh, okay. Deku. $4 donation through Super Chat says, loving your channel, dude. Mind playing peace sign. Okay, Deku, we will get your song peace sign. We will have it on the next one. I've actually got to go. I'm terribly sorry that I missed that one. I know I was talking about something, but I do owe you a song. Make sure you remind me next time, Deku. I'll get you 2 songs. I'll get you 2 songs, man. So we will get you 2 songs next time for the price of 1. So shout outs there, man. Sorry about missing the donation, guys. $4 donation from Deku. I do appreciate that. And we'll get you 2 songs because I missed it. So sorry about that, guys. 2 for the price of 1. 2 for the price of 1. And I'm not mad at all, my guy. I'm not mad at all. Not mad at all. I'm actually very happy. But like I said, I don't really feel like arguing with somebody who doesn't know what they're talking about. So why are you making all sorts of stupid assumptions in my ad hominem? Nobody ad hominem you. It's not my fault that you don't know what you're talking about, my guy. It's not my fault that you don't know what you're talking about. It's not my fault that you came in here and you thought that Octopath sold 100,000 units worldwide. Is that my fault or is that your fault? Whose fault is that? Whose fault is that? Chat. Whose fault is it that this dude came in here with garbage information? Is that my fault or is that his fault? Is that my fault or is that his fault? That is not my fault that you came in here with bad information. I'm not mad. I think you're upset that you don't know what you're talking about. I think that's your fault, my guy. That is your fault. I am fine. That is your fault that you don't know what you're talking about. Not my fault. Not my fault at all. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it. And we will see you guys for the next one.